There's certain jobs, of course, that require you to use your brain, but a lot of them just require you to follow directions. Bunch of people that will say, yeah, well, I have a family, so, it's a great idea for you to just go out there and go crazy. I have people to support. You need to listen. Stop saying that. Extraordinary, anyone, whether it's great artists or authors or mathematicians or whatever, everyone encounters difficulties. There is no easy road. It does not exist. It is impossible. Everyone has issues. When you come up with excuses for why other people are successful and you're not, that is dangerous. When you give yourself an escape, yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. Everybody has a hard road. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Theoretically, we all go through hard times. We all go through depression. We all go through doubt and moments in your life where it's really difficult and you're trying to figure out what your path is going to be. It's hard as shit. But Stefan and I were talking about this before the podcast starts, that is what makes you a person. And those difficult moments are what build your character. Show me a great man who's the son of a great man.
You need to have your dreams visualized and conceptualized whenever you have a dream. If you're thinking about doing something big time, you need to make sure you think about it. Write it down and put it into existence. That way you will be motivated in order to pursue that dream. But that doesn't mean you will wake up one morning and immediately have it. No. There will be several stepping stones among your life in which will slowly build up to that process of achieving your dream. You're not going to do it overnight. It's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of late nights, a lot of times off your phone and just being focused and committed so that one day you can tell people that you achieved your dream goal. Now, I'm sure you've heard it all the time, but it is vital to physically write down your goals. Whether it's a daily goal or a weekly goal, yearly or even a monthly goal, you're going to want to write it down so that way you can look at it every single day and remember what you want to do and how you want to get there. And that just continues to keep you motivated and focused. That you see that every morning when you get out of bed, that you want to be a successful individual and how to get there. You see that written on a paper. You have physically wrote it down, meaning that you have physically committed to doing whatever it takes to reach your dreams, reach your goals throughout your life. And you just need to pay attention and stay focused and know where you are and know exactly how to get there.
There's always going to be unaddressed and undeveloped aspects of yourself, but I'm very, very different to who I was when I was a young boy. I'm not 100% self-actualized. I don't think anybody is. But I'm just a totally different human being. I remember it, but I remember it with humor. Like, I remember it and I laugh. I'm like, wow, I was so silly. I was so weird back then. And, with life experience and developing confidence and understanding of who you are and why you had those feelings and why you were insecure and why you had so much self-doubt. Martial arts helped me with that tremendously, because it was the first thing that I ever did where I didn't feel like a loser. I'm like, wow, this is like it was a feeling that I was completely unused to in the 14 previous years of my life. All of a sudden there was this feeling that I was unusual, I was unique, I was special, I was appreciated. I had a natural inclination towards it. So I was obsessed with it, so I was training every day, all day long. And then my instructor recognized it really early on, so everyone has a different personality. They have different interests, different things that they would be really satisfied pursuing. That's not encouraged. What's encouraged is go find a job. What's encouraged is go find some place that you can shove yourself into. Go find a square hole that you can stick your round peg, jam it in there, and shave down the top and the bottom so you slide in with all this extra space on the sides and for the rest of your life, because you need a job, because you're in debt, because you have credit cards, because you have student loans, because that's what everybody does. And so you do it too. That's what's wrong. What's wrong is that we don't it's like let them figure it out on their own. It took forever for me. The only thing that I had going for me was that I was crazy and that I'd been spending most of my high school years fighting. So that I was already so far outside of anybody that I was so weird. I knew one thing, I couldn't work. Some of them maybe, but I think some of them just don't have discipline. There's an issue with that as well. There's also an issue with momentum. You're not used to doing it. It's not a part of your life. It's not something that you're accustomed to, pushing yourself. I just didn't feel like I had the energy, and I just forced myself. And I think there's very few people out there that know how to force themselves. That's a learned skill. That kind of discipline and focus. You have to have real rigid requirements of yourself. where you don't allow yourself to back out of things and you don't allow yourself to slack off. And I don't think people put those kind of requirements on themselves as if it is a daily principle of life, like what you must get done. And if you did that, I think you'd be healthier and happier, and your body would perform more smoothly. I think it rises to the occasion. There are very few people that have that kind of discipline, so because of that, they come up with excuses. And excuses are a giant part of the problem. It's not simply a physical health issue, there's also mental aspects of it, and discipline's a big one. I just know way too many people who are weak mentally.